Hey, I'm not live, but this is a pre-recorded video. So if you're watching from YouTube, hi, I'm Inspired Soul. If you're watching from Facebook, hi, I am Shining Divine Light. And I wanted to come on here and talk about something real quick. What came to me. I'm gonna ask, Spirit to channel through me about what I'm trying to talk about, because this is my second time making this video. So give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So the story of Esau and Jacob in the Bible hit me today. And it was like a channel message coming in. So for those who know the Bible, and some people might be following me and like, I don't care about the Bible. That's all hoopla and stuff like that. I thought you were spiritual. Let me tell you, I am spiritual. I get wisdom from every source. I don't just stick to one thing, because everything in this world, everything in this universe is tied in some way. It's all have the same meaning, but just taught in a different way. Whether you are a Muslim, whether you're a Christian, whether you are Baptist, whether you are this and that and this and that. And yes, some people teach it in different ways, and that may be different than other people. But if you really dive deep and listen to everybody, I'm pretty sure if you are a Christian, you came across someone who reads the Quran, or someone who's Muslim, or someone who is Baptist, or someone who y'all just have different backgrounds, right? But I've sat down with so many different people who have so many different backgrounds, so many different cultures. Some things that they do, some things that they were taught, some things, even though it's have a little bit of difference in it, the deeper meaning in it is all really the same message. Because we cannot get away from what source has already put in place. Don't matter how corrupt it is, what's going to shine through. It don't matter how many lies come stapled on it. It don't matter how much people twist it up. The truth in the matter is, and people say, what is the truth? The truth is source. The truth is the universe. The truth is what the gods and goddess has displayed and portrayed within your life. Okay? That's how you know the truth. There's so many truths. So many truths. And a lot of truths are tied in to one. Like I said, it don't matter how many lies have been put on it, how many times it's been twisted up. It is going to be revealed some way or some form of fashion. Okay, hope that makes sense. But the story of Esau and Jacob, okay? And that's going to lead into what I'm going to talk about at the end. I'm going to go back and forth with the story. So for y'all who know the Bible, y'all know that Esau gave up his birthright for some food. Jacob said, okay, if you want this food, give me your birthright, your inheritance. Mind you, we all come here to this earth for a purpose. Some people's purposes are grand and big and wonderful. They get fame, they're famous. To a purpose, that person come here on this earth to work a regular job. But in that job, they're helping in some way. They're showing love in some way. They may be mentoring people who come in there. They may run into somebody that they give knowledge and wisdom to and express love to, and they help in some way, and they're just a supervisor. And they have a family, and they have kids and a wife or a husband. And that's their purpose. Because within that, they meet so many people that they can help. That is their purpose. They were put in that position. Okay? So, Jacob and Esau both have inheritance, because they come from Isaac, right? They both have inheritance. They both do. Not Isaac. I think it is Isaac, their dad. I think it is Isaac. Yeah, Isaac. So Jacob said, okay, we'll trade birthrights. Or we'll not trade birthright. Give me a birthright for some food. Esau said, okay, yeah, sure. Thank you. Hungry, gone. Okay. Then when it came a time where Isaac was blind and ready to bless them, Esau couldn't get blessed, because what had happened was Jacob's inheritance just doubled. Esau the whole entire time, and the moral of this whole story was that the birthright that he held was not going to be used to the advantage of bringing love and light into this earth. For someone to give up their soul, their life, their body, not their body, their soul, and their birthright, their talents, their gifts to someone, or just throw it out the window because they had a purpose and they're not going with their purpose. Issue, basically, him giving up his birthright, basically was already stapled that he was already going to be corrupt anyway. He was so willing to give it up. The plan was, God wanted him to give his birthright up, because he probably watched him the whole entire time while he's hunting. He was living his life. What type of boy he was. Angels was watching. His ancestors was watching. His ancestors probably like, he ain't gonna do nothing with it. Just give it to Jacob. Jacob had it. Jacob did good with it. Even though, yes, he went through a lot of trials and tribulations, and Esau was fighting him because he was pissed off. He wasn't pissed off at the point that he gave it up. Remember, Esau gave his birthright up for greed, for splendor. What's the word? Splendor, or whatever it was. He was already a greedy person. For someone to do that so easily lets you know what type of person they are. Okay? So Esau was already always fighting against his brother because he was so envious of the amount of inheritance he had, of him shining his light and helping the world, him being blessed through the lineage, and God choosing him to carry on the inheritance, carry on the wealth, carry on the blessing to his sons or his kids or whoever. Esau was not going to do that. Esau was so quick. Instead of Esau, okay, fine, Jacob, I'm going to still use my capability and my ability of what God put me here on this earth to do. This purpose that, yes, I may have gave up my inheritance to you. I may have gave you a little bit of my sauce, but it's okay, because God can still use me in some type of way. Esau didn't want that. Remember, he gave his birthright up for a bowl of soup. Greed. Esau was really greedy. He was corrupt. He slept with women not of his tribe. He disobeyed God a lot. Very corrupt. He was already corrupt in the beginning. It was in his DNA. Oh, my phone. In his DNA already to be that. In his coding to be that. So my thing is, Spirit had gave me this. For y'all who have these talents, these gifts, just knowing that you are amazing, and people see how amazing you are, how gifted you are, how talented you are, and they are too. They may not have discovered their talents and gifts. Esau, he didn't know how powerful he was until he used the power in a corrupt way. That's how he understood his power, because he used it in a corrupt way. Okay? So the people who are envious of you, who hate on you, who do all these certain things, kill, steal, and destroy, and keep going against you, one, these people don't understand they are being used by forces to do this to you, So you can become even more powerful and stronger in your court, okay? 2, they haven't realized what is inside them. They're so quick to give it up to someone else. They're so quick to tell people so much of what is going on in their life, and they're ruining their own blessings because they don't know what you put out is what you attract. So if you're putting out gossip, envy, hatred, all that stuff, they're gonna have friends who are envy, hatred, because that is what they reside in. They're gonna constantly attract that because that's what their frequency is. They're on a low vibration. So their friends, their family, whoever they're around is going to be on that same vibration. And it's cool to them because they are like that. As long as those people can go against you in some way, they fine. They're not going to change because they feel like their power relies in shaming you, smear campaigning you, bringing you down. Yes, somebody's on my team. They're finally seeing that I am powerful and I'm getting so much clout and so much power for them talking. We're both touching and agreeing and talking bad about you. So, and it's so funny because they use that power in that way. And don't get me wrong, people who use power in a corrupt way, they sometimes get away with some certain things. And there's people who use it in the right way. They get blessed, they get away from some certain things. But my thing is, when they come against you, they envy you they come against you. Envy. Let's talk about envy. Envy is when you envy somebody, you want what they have. You wish you could have, they wish they can have what you are, your essence, your ashe, your power, your gifts, your talents, right? So for them envying that, some people will literally do some crazy corrupt things to get that, or make sure you don't have it no more, to make sure you fall short, to make sure you don't keep going forward, because they're mad, they're envious of what's going on in your life. But little do they know, now it's coming to me, because when I made the first video, I didn't know what I was talking about. But now it's coming to me because I asked Spirit to help me talk about this. Little do they know, they might try to steal your stuff. They might try to steal your ideas, mimic you. They might try to copy everything. They might try to be you, walk like you, talk like you, wear things like you, do their hair like you, wear clothes like you, do their nails like you. Whatever it is, just copy you, mimic you, or try to bring you down. And I'm going to just talk about them copying your whole entire essence, copying your ideas, copying your talents and gifts, right? They don't know the trials and tribulations that comes with those talents, those gifts that comes with you. Everybody go through things. For somebody to envy another person, I know y'all hear about people keeping up with the Joneses, but I'm gonna tell you from a different perspective. Somebody try to steal your birthright, try to copy your birthright, they're gonna get your trials and tribulations. God be like, okay, since you wanna try to be everything that they are, here, take their shadows, take their burdens, take their ugliness. And I'm not talking about physical ugliness. Take their trying times, take their karma, take all that stuff. Because they're so busy trying to get it, you don't know what they had to go through to obtain. Think of it like a basketball player. This guy is trying to be envious of this man playing basketball. He might can play basketball too, but he's not as good. Or he might not play basketball at all, but he admires basketball. He likes it, right? He likes the tall. He want to be tall. I mean, he probably is tall. He's like, I'm tall. I can do that. But he's jealous of Mark. who plays basketball. And he tries to do his moves. He tries to do all this stuff. He calculates him, right? But he don't know what he had to do to get those moves. He didn't know. And some things do come to us naturally and is gifted to us through our lineage. But he don't know what his family had to go through to obtain this. The essence, the remembrance, the trials and tribulations that the family had to go through in order for Mark to even get these gifts. The weight of what the family had to go through, Mark still has to deal with. So yes, it might come to him naturally to have these certain moves, but to obtain it is the hard part. It's the hard part, because if he don't use it to the effect, if he don't use these certain tricks and these certain moves to his advantage, to its effect, it will go downhill. He will forget how to do it. He'll have to retrain himself to get these moves right. And not even just that, he got to train himself in general. He got to keep up. He probably can't eat certain things because maybe he wants to jump like Michael Jordan, and and he can't be so heavy because he wants to touch that rim and dunk that ball. So let's say Jordan being jealous of Mark. Man, I want to be like that too. I want to do that. I'm blah, blah, blah. But he think it's easy. So I'm going to hate him. I'm going to try to break his ankle so he can't jump. Now I got his essence of being this. Now I'm on the court. He ain't on the court no more, making me look like a chump because I can't jump that high. Now I can jump high. But he hasn't practiced on jumping high. He hasn't trained. He probably a little bit heavier than Mark. Now Jordan thinks that it comes easy. Nope. He has to lose the weight. He has to look for the right shoes. Mark, he probably put, I don't know, extra rubber on the bottom of his shoes. He might get his shoes custom made and that's money. And Jordan don't have the money to get his shoes custom made. He still has to figure out how to keep the essence of what has happened. And what I mean by essence is that he already got him off the court, but now you got to obtain Mark's position. Do you understand what I'm saying? So Esau still had inheritance, right? But he gave it up to Jacob. Now Jacob is double blessed, but Esau still had power within him. He still has God within him to lead him to do, maybe different things or better things or whatever it is. Okay? So for someone trying to take that from you, Esau trying to get it back now. Esau's trying to get it back. I don't even think Esau was even trying to get it back. I think it just turned into real hatred. He wanted to dominate the situation. He was pissed off. He allowed his anger to override of what his purpose was. And what Jacob had to battle with now, thank you, Spirit. Now Jacob, since he took his birthright, now Jacob has to deal with the jealousy. Esau probably had, when he grew up, he was probably going to deal with jealousy. Now Jacob had to deal with wicked sons. Esau was wicked. You get what I'm saying? You get how this plays out? Jacob, I think his wife cheated on him. Esau, from what I read, was ugly. I'm going to just say it straight like that. He was very hairy. Nothing wrong with hairy people, but he was very hairy. And maybe the wife that he's probably going to have, probably like attractive men, but she was probably going to be with him because he had an inheritance. But she was going to cheat on him. You get what I'm saying? Now Jacob has to deal with the cheating. Jacob also had to deal with going back and forth, like the jealousy, going back and forth with Esau. It's you. If he obtained the inheritance and stuff like that, he probably was going to run into a lot of people that try to come against him, because he probably was going to grow up big and mighty and strong, so people would try to punk him out. Jacob had to deal with issue punking him out, terrorizing him, making him feel less than. Okay, so y'all get what I'm trying to say. So don't get mad. Don't always say, oh, these people, this, that. Why this person keep hating on me? Why? No, just live your life, because they want it. They got to deal with the karma. They got to deal with the pain that you went through. They got to deal with all that stuff. They got to reap what you reaped to be where you are today. And people think that it's so easy to be famous. People think that it's so easy to get what somebody else have. It's not, because you don't know what they had to go through to get to that point. There are people's stories that are darker than the darkest, that are illest than the illest. If somebody told you something, the things that I'm a reader. I read and I do consultations and stuff like that. The things that certain people say, and sometimes I, see that within them, and it's not easy. It's not easy seeing pain like that, the darkness. And I'm not saying I'm seeing something that somebody else did, but if spirit gives me a little bit of what they may have and they're still holding on to that, or some type of trauma or some type of thing, and that is what I'm supposed to do, is heal them through that process in some way. And some things are darkest midnight that people have been through. And I don't be like, no, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Me being this light worker and who I am, every light worker is different. And people think some people might think light workers are all the same. Yes, we work in the light. But we go to the darkest places to bring the light. In our niche, we all have different niches. It's not us going to the light to just be a light in the light. No, you just made the light bigger. No, your light workers are meant to go to areas where there are dark. But in that area that's dark, they all have different backgrounds and stories. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. I don't want to make it too long, because I know people's attention spans are kind of short. And you probably, if you did watch this all the way to the end, I appreciate you. I'm thankful for you. I'm glad that you did watch this all the way to the end. And I really, I'm appreciative that you did. And I hope that you got the message. And I hope this gave you some type of comfort in your heart about what I, spoke about. And if you didn't, and you only watched it for 5 minutes, then I don't know. But yeah, so follow me on YouTube. My name is Inspired Soul. I'll put it in the little caption description. And if you coming from YouTube and you're on my Facebook page, welcome to my Shining Divine Light Facebook page, where I post wisdom and knowledge and different perspectives. And I do the same on my YouTube channel. But all right, that's all I have to say, y'all. Have a good day. Have a good night where you are. And blessings to you.